about the movie, which wasn't bad because I saw it as well. It was actually a really good movie. And the reason why I want to have this conversation is because just because you don't like something doesn't make it a bad movie, or doesn't make it a bad book, doesn't make it a bad joke or a bad comedian. If you don't like something, you don't have to watch it. You don't have to go and buy it. You don't have to go to the event, the show, or anything. And like growing up, if my mom did not want to watch Eddie Murphy's Raw, she didn't watch it. Or any type of comedian that was very vulgar or explicit in their language, she didn't watch it. I would not say the same. I enjoyed them because it's comedy. I felt good. I laughed because laughter heals the soul. And so, just by his opinion on the Marvel, why do you feel like you got so much pushback?
I think, well, first let me say, I gave it a positive review. And going into it, I had seen so many negative reviews. I fully expected to maybe not like the movie. But I'm not the type of person to just say that something's going to be terrible before I actually watch it. Watching the movie, I was like, well, I don't really see. So let me just say this. Some of the negative opinions about the movie were just based on the story structure and the plot and things of that nature and the editing. Those things are more like objective. So like if you're an actual critic of film, like those are the things that you should really be focusing on. But a lot of the critics were like, oh, it's, Marvel's going woke, Disney's going woke, and all this other stuff, and all these female characters and blah, blah, blah. Like a bunch of shit that doesn't really matter if you're just watching a movie. And
a quick question, woke. This woke thing.
It's the most, first of all, it's been like co-opted. Like that's not what
woke
was like when the term really started. It just got kind of co-opted, and honestly, some of the wrong people were just,
they created a narrative.
Right. So it was latched on, especially by really liberal people. It was kind of latched on to where they wanted to, everything had to have inclusion, right? And they did kind of force it on people. Whereas some people thought that was good, some people thought it was terrible. I'm somewhere in the middle where I'm like, I didn't have a negative opinion or whatever about what was going on before. So just as an example, I didn't have anything against trans people or gay people or anything like that before. So don't try to force it down my throat to accept something that I already accepted. You get what I'm saying? And yeah, that can be kind of annoying. But at the same time, I don't understand the anger towards it. Like, you don't have to consume it.
Are you talking about the movie?
Movies,
okay.
It could be movies,
right.
TV, things that
change has come about that
right.
that you no longer have, that you don't have access to. So, for instance, the book bans in schools and public libraries that I grew up reading that are no longer available to a younger generation because of a specific group saying that it's not appropriate for kids at a young age. I feel as a parent, I should be able to make that choice.
Right, I'm sorry, but that's the crazy thing is that a lot of these groups claim to have parental rights when it comes to education, right? So they don't want your kids to be taught certain things because they have the right to say that they shouldn't. But doesn't that go the other way where parents should have the right to allow their kids?
Exactly. And that's what I mean. I should be able to determine whether or not my child should be able to read something or not read something. I should be able to determine whether my child watch a movie or a certain show or not. That is my parental right because that is my child. I have the say in whether or not what my child can see and read, and not a group determining that for my child.
Yeah. Okay, quick example. You know what parents used to do, and maybe they still do these days? when I was really young, my mom let me watch all kinds of movies that I probably shouldn't have been watching when I was 3, 4, 5, 6 years old, especially like horror movies and stuff. The killing and all that was fine. Boobs on the screen, it was like this, you know.
Or you change the channel.
Or leave and then come back when I call you.
Yeah.
That was a parent just doing what they felt like they were okay with as a parent. And I think that like this whole fighting against like, you know, wokeness or whatever, the people who are fighting against it are becoming the people that they're fighting, because they are now forcing their view on everyone.
Yeah.
And they were criticizing someone else for doing the same thing.
Exactly.
So like, how are you any different? And especially the people who have like, you know, like religious beliefs behind what they're pushing. These are the same people that say the country is free, should have freedom to blah, 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 blah. But at the same time, you're restricting people's freedom to do those things.
Yeah.
Because they're not doing the things that you want to
exactly.
do.
It's not what is not a law, it's not a regulation, it's not, you know, a policy. It's like you're telling me what I cannot do with my child.
Right.
And I don't agree with that, simply because growing up, my mom told me what I could not do, what I could see, what I could not see, and that was her right, because I was her child. But to have an outside person, an outside group determining or making policies, restrictions on what people can see, read, and do, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, and it should be the other way around. So when it comes to like things that schools do, you know, education, the system itself.
So I'm sorry, let me say this right quick. You know how if your child have an allergy, you take that list to the school and you say, this is what my child is allergic to. Please do not give my child this. When that child goes through the lunch line, then when they give them the name, that list pops up, and make sure they don't have any of that. That can be the same. If you feel that strongly about what you don't want your child to watch or read, make a list, take it to the school, and say, these are the books my kid cannot read.
Right.
Do not restrict books from other kids if the parents are okay with it. It is not your right to go and say what someone else's kid can't do.
Right.
But I'm sorry, go ahead.
Okay, so I think that the way it should work isn't that schools should have like this list of restricted things, right? Or libraries have this list of restricted things. Most things should be available already by default. It's up to the parents to say, like she said, what my kids can and can't do. For instance, the first time I had like sex ed, it was 5th grade. Yeah, 5th grade. All right. I lived in Anchorage, Alaska in the 5th grade. I remember having to take a form home to my parents, and that they had to give me permission to take this to have the sex ed. So if the parents are okay with it, then what's wrong? Because you don't like what the school is teaching? If school is teaching you actual anatomy and things that you don't know in the 5th grade, I don't see the problem with it as long as your parents are okay with it.
Right.
Now, ultimately it's not up to the kid, because they're kids. It's not up to the kid to decide. It's up to the parents to say, okay, I would like you to learn this or not. It's not up to some group to say, no, you need to teach abstinence, or you need to teach this. No, because first of all, we know that doesn't work. All right, kids are curious, they're gonna do things. At the very least, give them all the education they need. You would not, and for all you people who are like really big Second Amendment advocates, you would not just hand your kid a gun and say, hey, never fire this. Never fire this until you're, married or whatever, without giving them any other instructions. You would not do that. If you wanted your kid to be comfortable around a weapon, you're going to show them, first you're going to tell them about safety.
Yes.
You're going to show them how it works. You're going to explain every aspect of it to them. You may take them out to shoot, how to store it, how to lock it, everything. You're going to teach them everything about it.
That doesn't make
if you're a responsible person. So why wouldn't you teach them about that weapon if you wanted them to have access to it. If your whole idea is, oh yeah, you can't access this until you're, here it is, but you can't access it until you're, an adult or married or whatever. And I'm not going to teach you anything about it. Like, it doesn't make any sense. So with sex education, I believe the same thing. Like, you have to actually teach kids. Otherwise, they're going to find out another way. They're gonna, kids are going to be watching porn on their phone, whatever.
You got the social media, internet. They're going to get access to it if they really want to.
Right. And they're only going to see the surface. They're not going to see like how the body actually operates.
Right.
Like why it is you're going to get as a boy, you're going to get this girl pregnant. Like why this happens.
Yeah.
Those are the things that kids should know. It's not up to some other group to tell me that my kid can't learn that in this school system. And the people who get elected in these school systems, in these districts and whatnot, they have the same agenda. They want everyone to be like them. But who wants to be like you? Fuck you. I don't want to be like you.
We don't want to conform. We're all individual. We should have our own. We should have the right to say what we want to watch, what we want to read, as individuals. I'm not a robot. I don't want to conform to your agenda. I would like to have my own agenda, and whatever that may be. And just go. When you were talking about Marvel, the movie was really good.
It was entertaining.
It was entertainment,
that's what I was there for.
This is what I feel like we've moved away from when we're talking about comedy. We're talking about movies, TV shows, music. Is entertainment, and I feel like we've gotten away from what entertainment is for, to make you feel something other than real life. Like, I'm already stressed from my job. I'm stressed from bills. I'm stressed from every day. I want to release. I want to go somewhere and relax and just
not think too hard.
Not think hard about anything and just enjoy myself. But it's almost like you can't get that anymore because, should I go to this concert? Am I going to look as if I'm being this or I'm being that? Or am I in agreement with this instead of I'm just going for entertainment?
Right. And I think that, like, some people, now, I will definitely say that, like, especially with some men, I can't speak for them, but some men are, like, so uncomfortable around, like gay or, like, trans content. And here's the thing, you don't have to be comfortable around it as a man. Like, if you're a straight man, then, like, you should be comfortable in yourself to know that, like, so here's the thing. I guess my point is, what am I worried about, honestly? Like, if I watch something or if I'm in an environment with, like, gay or trans people, what do I have to be worried about? Number one, like, I'm married, but if I was single, I'm not competing with them for women. So I'm not worried about that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not worried that I might give one of them my phone number, because that's not what I would do. You know what I'm saying? So, like, what's the worry? What's the fear? And here's the thing this is what I think. A lot of the guys who project that fear and, like, they're getting away from me, like, you may have a little, like...
Don't say that.
I'm saying, like, you might have a tendency that you're fighting. If that's you, okay, fine, but whatever. Don't project it on the other people. Like,
you shouldn't be in this space if there's people there are not like you, or they're human.
Right.
So they're like you. They're human. They just have a different, I don't know what personality or.
It can be. It's okay to be, like, uncomfortable as, like, a straight guy. If, like, a man started flirting with you, like, it's okay to be uncomfortable with that. Like, because if you're straight, you're like, okay, I'm cool.
Yeah, you're
I'm
going,
cool.
you're reaching.
You're reaching now. Like, I hope I wasn't putting off a vibe, but that ain't me, But just being, like, around them shouldn't be that uncomfortable, because, like I said, what am I worried about?
If you're, what is the word? You're
just comfortable in yourself. Yeah.
If you're secure with who you are, I'm not going to be
threatened
by what you like. That's not who I am. But I'm not going to say I'm not going to hang around that person. If that person is fun to be around, this person, is human. Yeah. We have a difference in people.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean I need to distance myself from that person because we're not attracted to the same people, or
Right.
could be, but I'm just saying, you know, I just feel like we as a people need to stop voicing and trying to impose our opinion on others to make them think the way we think. Because I don't need to think like you. I need to think like myself. And I don't need you to project your feelings to make it seem like everything's bad. Or we shouldn't be doing this. Or I can't believe you're accepting that. Is it killing anyone
Right.
that I went to this comedy show? Is it killing anyone that I went to see this movie? It was entertaining.
Yeah, and that's the other thing. Like, you should be able to live your life, believe what you want, you know, sleep with who you want, as long as you're not actually hurting anybody.
Exactly.
Why can't you just live the way that you want? And I just think it's like hypocritical for some people who just, they're like, and I hate to keep bringing up like Second Amendment and Bible, but like they're like Bible thumpers, but then like really strong Second Amendment people who like are, who I don't want to say they're not okay with, but like kind of maybe ambivalent to like school shootings and whatnot. But somehow the bigger threat is like dudes in drag. It does not make sense.
It doesn't make sense because the one thing,
I guess if a dude in drag shoots a school, then like
no,
they would still just ban drag instead of like
banning guns.
instead of banning like access to guns. But anyway,
Yeah.
like, and here's the thing: I don't believe in like banning guns. So like, don't even get the taste out your mouth. But I think it shouldn't be. I think it shouldn't be as easy as buying a can of tomatoes from the grocery store.
There should be a lot of restrictions on, and I am against military weapons in civilians' hands because I feel like that is too much, and it has already been proven that is too much.
Yeah.
Especially when you're, small kids and innocent people are losing their lives to gun violence.
Yeah, and of course their argument is like, well, if you ban those, is you something? Oh, shut up.
I'm not.
That's not what we're talking about. Shut up. Like, that's the stupidest damn argument.
Okay, see, I don't go on a rant.
I go on a whole side quest over here. Whole side quest.
But anyway, so the thing is, I would just like to see people get back to enjoying entertainment because when you think about what's happening, it's so much hate because I feel like people don't have an outlet to enjoy the things they used to enjoy because it's all of these groups saying what you cannot do, what you should do, and it's forcing people to, as you say, swallow things they're not in agreement with.
Yeah, and like the critics. Speaking about the review I did, like critics of the movie, I said this in my review that like it was popular to dunk on the movie, call it trash, call it woke this and all this other stuff, because that was going to get more views and more clicks. And I clearly said in my little review that didn't get nearly as many views, and I don't care, that I'm not doing it for the clicks. I'm doing it because this is my opinion, and you're not going to bully me into saying that I don't like a movie. Like, who the hell are you? If you don't like it, why'd you watch it? And here's the thing: some people commented on my review saying I'm not watching that trash and I'm not watching your video. Well, first of all, dumbass, you already clicked on my video. Thanks. And you didn't even watch the movie, and you clearly said you're not going to watch the movie because it was woke trash. How do you know? Like, why are you even commenting?
Yes,
it doesn't make sense. It just
those are trolls.
You're the sheep. Like, people think that like the people who might actually watch these movies, like they call us sheep. Like, no, you're the sheep. You're the one who clearly isn't even giving something a chance, and something that you don't even have to consume. You know, there are people out here who love like death metal music, right? I don't. Do I go here and talk shit about them? I couldn't because I don't even listen to it. I have no argument. That's like someone telling me Wu-Tang is the worst group ever.
Have you
First
listened
of all,
to them?
kiss my ass. Second, and then they say, hey, I've never actually listened to any. What the fuck are you talking about? Like, shut up. Sometimes keep your opinion to yourself. But anyway, you're not going to bully me into saying like, oh, I don't like this movie because it's, well, shut up. If I liked it, I liked it. I don't give a damn what you think. I'm sorry. I'll go on a whole side quest. I'm sorry.
So yes.
Where were we?
So yes, if you don't like a certain rap group or you don't like a
Or a certain type of music.
genre of music, you don't have to. That is the choice that you have as a person to avoid listening to classical music, or if you like jazz, if you like R&B, if you like alternative country, country rap, whatever. That is your choice. You can actually choose whether you want to listen to it or not. And if you don't, like he said, don't shit on it.
Right. It's all subjective. You can like what you like.
I like some country music. I don't like all country music, but I don't say I hate country music. I don't.
Or here's the thing: you can say that you hate country music. That's fine. Don't say that other people are dumb for liking it.
Well, that too.
That's my.
I'm not gonna say I hate country music. I don't.
I'm just saying you could say.
Yeah, you can say it. I mean, that's how you feel.
Yeah.
But yeah, don't shit on the people who do like it.
Yeah.
I like, and I know this is gonna be a controversial topic. I like watching Dave Chappelle. I like his comedy.
Me too.
And it's unfortunate that people were trying to censor him on what he should say and what he should not say. He's a human being. If you don't like his content,
don't click on his face.
Move on. If you don't like certain comedians, move on. Don't pay your money and sit up there and heckle them because you don't like their content. Why are you there?
Right.
You're there to agitate them. You're there to cause a controversy.
If you don't like it, leave.
Right. Exactly. If I don't like a movie, I'm not going to see it.
Yeah.
If it's not for me, I'm not going to see it. I may have touched that.
Yeah.
I'm not going to see it.
Yeah.
It doesn't pertain to me. So therefore, I'm not going to spend my money and then go on YouTube or some podcast and shit on a movie or entertainer because it wasn't my preference.
Right.
Move on. Stop with all of this nonsense about trying to cancel people.
Yeah, from either side. I don't care which side is doing it. Like, don't do it. That's. It's
people,
annoying. Seriously.
Like these are these people jobs. They're trying to make a living, and you're talking about cancel culture.
Yeah. And like I said,
if it's not a legit reason to cancel this person, leave them alone.
Yeah. Like someone's opinion on, Israel and Palestine isn't worth them being canceled. Like, why can't they have an opinion on it? Especially, why can't they criticize a country's government? That doesn't make any sense to me that, they can be canceled for that. But like,
don't go out here killing people because of your own views of what's happening over there. You see someone that's Palestinian and you're like, oh, and then don't do that.
You should cancel people who do stuff like, child molesters.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing, yeah.
Like, those are people that need to get canceled. But
and when we say cancel, that means you can shit on them.
Yeah.
Because they're doing something. What you say?
Fuck them.
You're doing something that's violating another person's.
Yeah, you're hurting people.
Yeah.
Like, don't do that.
No.
But like, just cancel somebody because something they said 4 or 5 years ago in a tweet or something like that.
And we're all human.
Yeah, you're gonna make a mistake. Like, what is this is so dumb. And like I said, whether you're coming from the left or the right, shut up.
My thing is,
you turn off people who use common sense and could be kind of somewhere in the middle to where they don't like either side.
Yeah. What my thing is, if I said something 10 years or 15 years ago, I was in a different place. I was in a different mindset. And for you to go pull all that information and bring it to today and try to use it against me.
Because it somehow makes you feel better?
Right. That's ridiculous. That means this person could not be human and evolve. We're supposed to evolve. We're supposed to progress as we get older. Now, some people don't. I can't say everyone.
Yeah,
but
some people get worse.
But if that person did something at that time, it was a mistake. And they apologized for it. They were not aware. They were
just a different time.
Ignorant at that time. And when ignorant means they didn't know. So don't hold them accountable. And if you're not willing to forgive someone for their past, what are you willing to forgive?
Right. Like, you could take a movie like Geez, Blazing Saddles, okay, from the 70s. Are you going to cancel every person that was involved in that movie? Because there's some seriously like offensive language in that movie, and it's hilarious. The movie's hilarious, but the F word, the other F word,
Well, you got to think
the
about
N word, the like everything.
Jungle.
Jeez. Why can't I think of the name? With Ben Stiller
With Ben Stiller
and Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah, I cannot think it.
Why can't I think of the movie right now?
Something in the Jungle.
It'll come to me.
Well, anyway, y'all, if you know what it is, put it in the comment. But yes, that movie.
Tropic Thunder.
Oh, Tropic Thunder. Yeah, Tropic Thunder.
Yeah, could not be remade right now.
Now, have they gone back and said, "Oh, Robert Downey Jr. using blackface? You should have been in blackface"?
And then he got a little criticism when the movie came out.
But
people, if you actually watch the movie, there's a reason why he's in the blackface. Like it's part of the joke. It's part of the joke that like Hollywood will do things because you got the super actor and whatnot. Hollywood will do things like that, and like that's part of the joke.
But see, that's the thing. People don't know what a joke is anymore.
Yeah.
People want to go to, "Oh my God, I can't believe he did." It's a movie,
Right.
and I'm not saying he was being it was ridiculing.
Right.
Is it ridicule?
Yeah.
That word. I can get it, sometimes I can't. But it wasn't like he was trying to do that. It is a movie. Now, there has been other movies that really should not have been on television, but they were.
Soul Man. But I loved that movie when I was young. I didn't think about it like it was offensive. Like looking back at it now, like,
when you look back at some of the shows and movies we watched back then, we were like,
But would you cancel that dude now for a movie that came out in like 84, 85 or whatever? No.
What do you think about The Wiz? Oh.
I mean, there's so much.
It was so much. But you know, we learn, we grow, we evolve, and you're like, okay, we're not doing that anymore.
That's not what it is anymore.
Exactly.
You know?
And so it's just about people growing. And if you are an individual, you should not be so narrow-minded. You should have a wider lens and see everything and take everything into consideration and say, okay, let me see both sides of this. And then if it's something that doesn't agree with you or doesn't resonate with you, move on and go look at something different.
Yeah.
Go be entertained by whatever you feel that
I don't know, whatever you feel.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'm lost for words today. I can't. But, you know, it was just something that, you know, it brought to my attention. Well, when I looked at his video and I saw the comments, and I'm like, wow, are y'all really feeling this
They're really upset. Like, I triggered some people.
And I'm like, why? Why are you so triggered?
Yeah.
Why are you so triggered by his opinion? If you don't like his opinion, then move on.
Right. And the thumbnail and the title clearly stated what my opinion was. So, like, you had to click on it. You had to click on it just to hate on it.
Yes. You clicked on it just to say what you felt that you wanted to say. But, of course, with social media, we can say anything now. We can click on people's stuff and just regurgitate whatever we want and just ridicule people for no reason at all. Because we're not in the same, we don't have the same views or opinions.
And I also think that, like, some of the people who criticize it, of course, obviously didn't watch it. Or didn't watch any of it, or just the very beginning. But I kind of really clearly state like why I feel the way I feel about the movie and how I feel about people bullying people into having opinions. And I think that maybe some of those folks, if they actually watched it all the way through, they might not have had such a negative comment to put down.
But as soon as he said woke,
and
they
then,
came in.
And it's like it's almost like, you know, like somebody said, you know, I was a sheep or whatever, but like clearly. I mean, obviously, this person didn't actually look at my catalog of movies that I've talked about, and they're like some of the most macho, non-woke stuff you can imagine that I love, and they don't care because of the one movie that I actually said, yeah, I kind of liked it. That they were like, no, you shouldn't like this movie. All right, whatever.
And what is it about that movie that you should not like? Because it was three women that were the main characters.
Right, and it's not like Marvel changed these characters. Like these are the exact same characters from the comic books. It's not like they change them from men to women or something like that. There's nothing woke about this movie, honestly. Like, there's nothing woke about it.
It's just very diverse, and it was a good movie to me. And I'm a woman, so, and I watch a lot of Marvel movies, and I like most of Marvel movies that have come out. I'm watching.
She didn't like Ant-Man and Quantumania.
Oh yeah.
She didn't like that.
No. Still don't. But I'm not talking shit about it. I just
Yeah.
said I don't like it. I just move on.
Yeah.
And that's how I am. If I don't like it, I'm just moving on. I'm not gonna sit here and like, oh my God, that movie was this. I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care. I'll pay my money or whatever I did. Yeah. Watched it. It's over with, and we move on.
Yeah.
I've seen some shows. The one that we watched with the two women, the sisters. You did a video on it, a review on it.
Oh, the movie, Polite Society.
Polite Society.
Yeah.
Loved it. I loved that movie, and it was great. You know, and it was had a lot of comic.
A lot of comedies, a little action.
Yeah. It
Good,
was a
decent story.
It was a
Yeah.
decent
It
story.
was like
This
had a little
time.
sci-fi twist to it. It's pretty good. Yeah.
And I like to be entertained.
Yeah.
It's entertainment, people. Entertainment.
Yeah.
Come on. Stop with all this BS about, oh, it's woke. Oh, they do that verse. Oh my God, I can't believe you got women in here. I can't believe you got, oh, that person in there. I don't care. If you're a good actor and the movie has a great plot, it's entertainment, got action, because I'm an action person when it comes to movies. And if you got a good love story, I'm in. I'm in.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. That doesn't agree with you, but move on.
Yeah.
Well, that wraps up our little
Our little rant.
our
little
rant,
soapbox.
his soapbox, because he went on the soapbox. But hey, give these people a chance. It's their livelihood. It's their job. They're here to entertain you. If you do not like the movie, the comedy, the show, the music, whatever, move on.
Don't support it. It's that simple.
It's just that simple. Because when you click on it, you're supporting it, whether you want to or not.
Mm-hmm.
And so, thank you for watching. Have a great day. Bye.